The woman happened to see her dog sneak into her bedroom. Thinking the little dog was hungry, she gave it the leftover milk, but after drinking it, the dog suddenly went still. She shook it nervously and realized it had only fallen asleep, and that was when she understood there was something wrong with the milk. It turned out she had been having the same nightmare every night, dreaming that her mother took her to the hospital and they got into an accident. And when her husband tried to rescue her, her mother screamed that everything was fake. Every time she woke up in fear, her husband would call her mother so she could hear her voice, then carefully bring her a cup of milk. But now she noticed a scar on her husband's hand, in exactly the same place where she had injured him in the dream. Confused, she got up to ask him directly, but at the door she overheard him on the phone saying that she had already drunk the milk and that the medicine should be taking effect, asking the other person to hold on a little longer because everything would be over once the baby was born. She could not believe her husband was actually drugging her. Before she could think further, she felt intensely dizzy, rushed back to bed, and lay down. Her husband noticed nothing unusual, and after he left the room, she fell into a deep sleep. The next day, as usual, she took the dog to the dining room. Her husband had breakfast ready, but the moment the dog saw him, it started barking nonstop. She knew the dog never behaved like that, and realized it may have already sensed something was wrong. Remembering that her husband said he would wait until the baby was born, she decided to uncover the truth, since only 3 days remained until the delivery. A call came in, and her husband had to go to the company, asking her to go to the hospital alone for her checkup. After he left, the dog was playing with a tie. Looking closely, she realized it was not one she had bought, and it carried her perfume, making her understand that her husband had spent the night with another woman. As she wondered who that woman could be, the butler came to inform her that the driver was ready to take her to the hospital. Suspecting they would act on the day of the delivery, she decided to look for clues at the hospital. Her doctor was her best friend, and everything seemed normal until the dog suddenly started barking again. Her friend nervously bent down to check on it, and at that moment a familiar scent reached the woman's nose, the same perfume from the tie. Her heart shattered instantly, never imagining that the one betraying her was her lifelong best friend. She hid her emotions, lied that she needed the bathroom, and quickly left with her dog. Overwhelmed with sadness, she could not understand why even her best friend had betrayed her. Just then, the dog tugged at her to leave. Worried, she picked it up and was about to go when she heard her friend's voice. Listening to the conversation, she finally understood what her husband had meant that night. They had never planned to let her leave the surgery alive. Back home, she reviewed everything that had happened and recalled her friend mentioning gathering the whole family. She suspected something had happened to her mother, even though she had spoken to her on the phone just the day before. When she decided to go see her, her husband clearly tried to stop her, so she waited until late at night. When he returned, she pretended to be affectionate and made him a sleeping soup. In the early morning, she quietly got up, confirmed he was asleep, and left without looking back. Fortunately, her mother was safe and sound. She urged her to pack quickly and leave with her. When her mother asked what was wrong, she said she had discovered an affair and wanted to get away with her, since she had no proof of her husband's plan. Her mother accepted this calmly and went to pack. The woman then paid her respects to her father, but when she touched the altar, her hands were covered in dust, even the photo frame thick with it. She immediately knew something was wrong, because her mother always cared for that altar lovingly. At that moment, she remembered her friend's words about reuniting the family, and how in the nightmare her mother kept begging her to escape. Only then did the woman finally uncover the key to everything.